A moose formerly on the loose in the Collar City is now recovering from his long journey.
Yeah, take a look now. We want to show you. Wildlife officials say this animal could have traveled roughly 50 miles, and that includes 2 swims across the Hudson River.
CBS 6's Kimberly Howard was tracking the loose moose in Troy today, where it was eventually captured. Kimberly, a lot of running around for NCON officers, but no one hurt, including that moose.
Yeah, that's right, Greg and Liz. NCON officers say they got lucky. They were able to actually corner that moose right here behind this property on Middleburg Street, where if you look really closely, you can see the siding on the bottom there was actually ripped off during all this. Still, NCON officers were able to safely tranquilize it and take it back to where it belongs.
There's a moose loose in Green Island.
It's enough to turn any mundane Monday morning on its antlers. A 700-pound yearling bull moose spotted near Dinosaur Barbecue in Troy around 2 a.m. The Department of Environmental Conservation says the massive animal then took a plunge into the Hudson River and swam to Green Island before turning around and swimming back to Troy.
And his definitely was a moose. He had a great big head sticking out of the water and great big ears. We watched until he made it all the way to the far shore. And then he went ashore, and he was quite large.
Which is why wildlife officials were so concerned. The moose was running the streets and hopping fences.
Yeah, I mean, we had a close call. He was close to hopping across 787, and that was right at rush hour.
Luckily, no one was hurt. As for why a moose would travel to a concrete jungle like Troy in the first place,
moose populations are slowly increasing, so yearling bulls this time of year are starting to get into the rut of the breeding season, and they tend to wander into places that they shouldn't, especially young bulls like this when they're looking for love in all the wrong places.
The moose wasn't shot with Cupid's arrow, but he was shot with 2 tranquilizing darts, enough to make him sleepy for this next leg of his journey, the trip to the Capital District Wildlife Management Area in the town of Berlin. That's where wildlife officials say he likely came from.
We're looking forward to getting him back home.
Wildlife officials say they had to also use ice packs to keep this animal cool. They say mooses have an immense amount of body fat, especially when they're getting ready for the winter. And so they were trying to make sure that he wasn't going to overheat while they were using the tranquilizing gun. So a happy ending here. We even heard a neighbor saying that I guess it takes a moose on the loose to really bring people together in Troy. Live in Troy, Kimberly Howard, CBS 6 News.
Well, it's quite a story, and if you'd like more information about the moose and all of our stories for that matter, be sure to download our new CBS 6 Albany News app. Just go to your app store and search for WRGB.